So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Grizzlies Realistic MyGM series. When we left off, we traded for Bradley Beal, snagged Buddy Hield in free agency, and played the first few games of the season. We also added guys like Fred VanVleet and a couple other guys on some 1+1 deals just so that we can stay flexible for next offseason, which is where we will really have some big free agents. Bradley Beal will be a free agent then. Our salary cap table here, we will have $74 million in cap space. I don't know if that includes, like, if we don't accept these team options, but John Moran and Jaren Jackson Jr.'s team options are absolutely coming back. But we have a lot of expiring salary, and we'll have plenty of room next offseason. We may look to trade Buddy Hield depending on how he stays. I know he was struggling a little bit in the first few games, but then again, it's the first few games, so who cares? But he's off the bench, and he may not like that role. And if he doesn't, we might have to trade him because we snagged him in free agency. In hindsight, I didn't really think it through that much. All I saw was Buddy Hield, and you can't just pass up on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. So this episode, I'm kind of wanting to, get a few more goals, maybe sim to the trade deadline, and then we'll finish up the season next episode. And I don't know, I like doing off seasons in a whole episode. We'll see what happens, really. So we're 6-0 on the season. Can we go backwards in the schedule? No, we cannot. Oh, we can go to calendar though. We've blown out teams like the Celtics, the Spurs, the Kings. This was just a high-scoring affair where Ja Morant went off. Everybody went off, really. And Brandon Clark had 2 steals and 4 blocks. This is exactly what I want to see from Brandon Clark, to be honest. I don't even care if he scores a lot. But if he gets rebounds and, defends well, gets a bunch of steals and blocks and stuff, how can we complain about that? That's perfect. Exactly what we need from him. And we're beating teams like the Jazz, too. And our chemistry is only going to go up. It's at 73 right now. And 100% fan interest. I think this is absolutely a playoff team based on what we've seen now. But we do have a task from the governor that we do need to check out. Improve the chemistry. I promise to do that because that's gonna happen. Let's look at our goals. Don't lose more than 34 games. I think that's completely possible. This could be a 48-win team for sure. We have not sold out any home games so far. Improve concessions revenue. I think we did that. Get to 8 straight wins. We just have to win 2 games and don't let it drop below 52%. There's honestly not a whole lot. He deserves a spot in the starting lineup. Dang, I was hoping he wasn't one of those players that, okay. So while we are very good with Buddy Hield, we do have to add him to the trade block because he's not happy being on the bench. And I don't blame him. But we have Bradley Beal and Ja Morant. That's our backcourt. And Brandon Clark is like our Draymond Green almost. He's defending all sorts of positions. He's actually playing very well. Shooting decently from 3? What? Are you kidding me? That's crazy. How many is he taking? He's 5 for 14. That's not even bad because his rating is like a D. Oh, it's a C now. But his rating still isn't even that good. It's a 67. But this is our starting lineup. I don't want to put Buddy Hield in the starting. He's still getting starter minutes. I understand why he does want to. I understand why he wants to get in that starting lineup, but I just don't think that's possible. And I didn't even know Valanciunas was injured there. Oh, Valanciunas is out 1 to 2 months. We don't have a backup center. Oh, this is going to put a hurt on us. We don't even have any money. We just need a good defensive big man, to be honest. So since we can't find anybody else that will take the minimum, we're just going to have to go for Ekpe Udo, who should definitely take the minimum because he's old and not very good. So we did bring him in, and now he is going to be the second guy in our center rotation. He's not nearly as good as either of the other guys we have, but he is what we have for now. And they're playing at 14 minutes a game. Yikes. I don't even know who Terrence Jones is. How did we get Terrence Jones? It might have been one of those guys that the computer brought in. Yeah, he's whatever. Anyway, this is what our rotation is looking like while Valanciunas is out for the next 2 months, which is a crazy hit. And everybody on our team is like dead. So this is not good, but I think we're still a playoff team. We just really are missing not Aaron Baines. We're missing Valanciunas. But I'll see you at the trade deadline or if something else happens. So Ruffles just decided they didn't want to sponsor us anymore. And we just lost a sponsor, so that's cool. That's fantastic. And we are plummeting without our big man presence. Like, we miss Valanciunas so badly. Aaron Baines and Ekpe Udo are just not cutting it for us. Remember how we were 8-2? Well, since then, we've been 8-9, which is terrible. And chemistry is going down. Fan interest is still up. Profit is still up. And here are the player stats. What is that? 27 games in. 2 20-point scorers. Bradley Beal and John Morant. John Morant's taken an insane leap forward in his second year. He's grabbing 1.1 steal a games too. And 8 assists. 21 points and 8 assists. Buddy Hield is doing a lot better off the bench than he was at the beginning. Everybody's shooting pretty well from 3. Jaren Jackson Jr. is grabbing more rebounds, but that's also, I think, because Valanciunas has been out for quite some time. But I'll take 16.5 and 7 from Jaren Jackson Jr. and he's getting 1.8 blocks a game. Brandon Clark has taken a little bit of a step back, probably because of his minutes decrease, but 10 points, 7 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.1 steal, 1.2 blocks. I'll take that from him. And shooting 35% from 3, albeit on low volume, I will absolutely take that. Fred VanVleet is playing pretty well. Could be better from the field, but, you know, whatever. Aaron Baines is Aaron Baines doing his thing, whatever. Everybody else kind of just doesn't matter. Ekpe Udo, 2.5 points, 3.5 rebounds. It's whatever. He won't play anymore once Valanciunas comes back, which I think is, 2 to 4 weeks. Yeah, but, you know, Ruffles decided they no longer want to, they don't want to sponsor us anymore, so that's nice. So our trainer just quit. He's gone. We no longer have a trainer. I think this is the guy that just quit. But we're going to hire this guy because we literally don't have a trainer now. This is fantastic. Everything is falling apart. All of the people that we were I'm going to give him a 2-year deal and like $250K. Because I'm not trying to commit long term to this guy. He's not great in terms of ratings. But scout, what does that badge mean? Careless, hasty approach to scouting results. 10% less accurate. All right, well, anyway, that's not the point. We are almost 500. Team chemistry is 50%. We need him to come back. He's coming back in 1 to 2 weeks. And I cannot wait for that to happen. But Jaren Jackson Jr. wants to talk about a contract extension. Okay, let's do that right now. Because he is our future. So we're definitely gonna give him a contract extension. He wants a 3-year, $93 million deal. Oh my gosh. We'll give him a front-loaded contract. 3-year front-loaded. Jesus. I guess we'll give it to him. He hasn't really done anything for us yet, though. I think we'll do flat. I think that's fair. And we'll give him... This is the most we can give him. It's 28.9. Let's just give him 28 straight. And see what he says to it. Alright. So he accepts that. Let's go ahead and take a look at our salary cap table now. And we have now Jaren Jackson Jr., whose extension kicks in. That automatically accepts our team options, which now shows us how much money we'd have if we declined all the team options. So we can subtract 9. So we can subtract like 15 million from that. 17, 18 million. So that would leave us with 55 minus 8. I'm super bad at math, dude. What is that? Like 40, 43, 48, I mean, 47, I don't know. I think that's enough for re-signing Bradley Beal and getting somebody else. Bradley Beal's going to want a max, and I think we're going to have to give it to him. But Valanciunas makes his return fairly soon, and I need it. We are 23-17 on the season. And everybody, I don't know, I guess chemistry is the effect that has all these players' overalls going up so much. And we're killing the game. We are the 7 seed currently, but we're only 2 games behind the 1 seed Timberwolves. And Stephen Dawkins wants to quit his job again. I need this man to calm down. We're winning games again. Men things, blah, 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 blah. I don't need another staff quitting. But I'm going to keep simulating some weeks. Get to the trade deadline. If we don't do anything there, then I might just go through the whole season. And our CFO just friggin... He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. Our CFO is gone. This is terrible. But we can get somebody better. I'm going to come down here and get this guy. Because he has the same badge. I'm pretty sure they have like the same exact player model. But we're going to offer this guy a 2-year deal. And I'm just going to give him more money. Alright, cool. He looks exactly like the guy who we just fired. They just used the same player models. But he had the same badge, is why I did that. And he also has more potential, so I guess that's cool. The trade deadline is 18 days away. 18. And honestly, I don't think I want to make any moves. I think we're honestly fine. Like, this is a very good... Van Vliet is out. Van Vliet is injured. This upsets me. Oh, man. Everything is not going up to plan. And we can't even get a free agent, I don't think. Because... Well, we do have a bunch of shooting guards who are like... Can play point guard as well. It's whatever, honestly. We will just... sim another week. So I just looked at a bunch of possible kind of trade scenarios, and I just didn't see anything. Because we have our point guard rotation. It's good, you know? And our shooting guard rotation is also good. Small forward rotation is pretty decent. These 2 guys can play the small forward if they need to. Power forward is decent. Center is pretty good. I mean, we're 27-20. I think I might just write it out until the trade deadline and see what kind of comes in. But this should be a playoff team. And I hate that I can't stop the sim because we're going to miss out on these trade offers. Ooh, stop the simulation, and then I can just leave and then look at the trade offer from the Warriors. Since it's so close to the trade deadline, I think I'm going to Zaire Smith for Jordan Poole. And why would I do this? Ooh, stretch 4, who's not good. And Jordan Poole looks kind of nice. But so will Zaire Smith. Yeah, I don't know if I'm feeling this one. Though Jordan Poole is a better playmaker, is that what it said? Yeah. I'll just keep Zaire Smith. I don't really see the point in this. I mean, if I wanted to get 2 young guys, but Omari Spellman isn't great. So I'm going to take it like day by day while I wait for the trade deadline, and I'll let you know if anything happens. So I know I said I was going to, wait until the trade deadline, but we just lost our general manager. And all these other guys have like the snake badge and everything. Like all these people they're not out here for our best interest. So we're gonna get this guy. I don't even remember who our last guy was, to be honest. We're just gonna offer him like a 2-year deal, just like the rest of our guys. We'll get $350K. This upsets me. In 2 years, we're gonna have to replace all these guys. Man, things are looking rough. But we do have a trade offer from the Pelicans, so that's cool, I guess. It's probably nothing crazy. Why is everybody... These trades are a waste of my time. This does... Oh, Bradley Beal's injured! Oh my goodness, that would explain part of it. Day to day, thank God. Oh my gosh. This makes me upset. We're going to up his bench utilization a little bit and his performance factor because I don't want him playing bad people, but oh my gosh. This is awful. This makes me upset. I don't even know why FK Udo's getting minutes, but whatever. I'm going to let the CPU do their thing. This is terrible, especially before the trade deadline. I just want some trade offers. How did we give up? How did we... Giannis went crazy and everybody shot terribly. This team is a disaster. This team frustrates me. We're only 4 games behind. We are like a win streak away from being the 1 seed. I don't understand. So we went past the trade deadline and didn't make any moves, and then proceeded to lose 2 games. One to the Thunder and one to the Jazz. And this makes me sad. This makes me very sad. I don't understand how Willie Cauley-Stein got 26 and 14 on us. But Jaren Jackson Jr. is injured 8 to 10 weeks. Oh my goodness. Everything is falling apart at the seams. Everything is falling apart. I don't think we're going to make the playoffs. And really, I mean, going from 23 wins to the playoffs is kind of, unrealistic, I guess. But here's the player stats at the trade deadline. 55 games into the season. We're 30 and 25. Bradley Beal's got 22.5 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 1.1 steals. 48%, 38%, and 80% splits from the field. Ja Morant, 20 points per game, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 1.5 steals. He's playing very well. 50%, 50, 40, and 83 splits. And then Buddy Hield is also playing fine. He's doing pretty well off the bench. Field goal percentage could improve, and his three-point shooting has been a little disappointing. But one of the big reasons I didn't move him is because, A, this is a realistic series. And we literally just signed him. We just paid him a bunch of money. And he's one of the best three-point shooters in the league. We gave him a front-loaded contract, too, so it's going to go down and be a little bit more manageable. But I don't think he'll finish the contract on this team. We have some problems, you know. Trainer is bad. We do need to get another trainer eventually. But we're also young. And if we make the playoffs, that's a win, regardless. Where's the playoff picture? Playoff picture. I don't think that's a thing yet. No, I don't know. But pretty sure we're the 8 seed right now. And like I said, a win streak away from the 1 seed or even just a better seed. So we'll just see what happens. Honestly, I'm going to finish out the season. I know this is already going to be a ridiculously long video probably. But I'm just ready to get there, and then we'll do the playoffs next episode if it's applicable to us. So pretty much no matter what, I'm just going to see you at the end of the season. So here we are at the end of a rather disappointing to the expectations that I had at the beginning of the season and even midway through the season. But injuries proved to plague us and destroy our hopes of playoff contention, I guess. But we were 39-30 at one point, so keep that in. So take a look at Jokic's MVP numbers. 30 points per game, 17 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, 1.5 blocks on 48, 83, and 36 splits. That's ridiculous. Rookie of the Year goes to the guy from the Knicks, Douglas Cross. Dennis Schroeder wins 6th Man of the Year in OKC behind Chris Paul, I think, still. Kawhi Leonard wins Defensive Player of the Year on the Clippers still. Kobe White is Most Improved. Mike D'Antoni wins Coach of the Year as the Rockets win 56 games. I assume that's the 1 seed in the West. And then Tyler Jamison. Somebody. We're not going to have anybody on the All-NBA teams, I don't think. Here they are if you want to look at those. Yeah, we didn't get anybody on the All-NBA teams. And definitely not on the All-Defensive teams. Yep. I don't think we had any notable rookies. And if we did, no, we traded our picks. That's right. We did complete tasks and stuff, so I guess that helps. We're the 8th seed? We're the 8th seed against the Rockets. Let me just show you why I thought we weren't making the playoffs. Bradley Beal was out for like 1 to 2 months. And so was Jaren Jackson Jr., but he's back. We're still not winning this series. We might take it to like 5 games at most because Bradley Beal is out. But like, how did we do that? Because we like Jaren Jackson Jr. and Bradley Beal were injured, and we also had a bunch of other injuries throughout the season, which is why our trainer's getting fired this year, especially if there's somebody better. But holy crap, we made the playoffs. What were the standings looking like? The Clippers didn't make the playoffs. With Pat Bev, Kent Bazemore, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Montrezl Harrell, and a pretty thin bench, actually. They lost Lou Williams. Interesting. The Clippers missed the playoffs. What in the world? This is a shaken up world. Oh my goodness. Well, there we are. We went from 23 games to adding Bradley Beal and Buddy Hield and then improving the bench with guys like Fred VanVleet. And I think there was one other person. Nah, we just brought back Aaron Baines and stuff. But improved John Morant, improved Brandon Clark, improved Jaren Jackson Jr. We're definitely like a 5 seed next year if we do this offseason right. I don't know how Bradley Beal feels right now, but this is going to be the end of this episode because now I actually have a cliffhanger instead of another playoff-less offseason. But I spent like 30 minutes going through this and chit-chatting with all the players because a lot of the guys' mood and trust is really low. So I was trying to fix that. But we're in the playoffs against the Rockets, who have Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Jackson McDaniels, PJ Tucker, Clint Capella, and Darren Collison, Kem Birch, Eric Gordon, Alan Crabb, Jerry and Grant, Greg Monroe off the bench. Pretty good team. That's obviously a very good team because they were the 1 seed in the West. But we have pretty good defensive people to defend, Russell Westbrook and James Harden. John Morant's pretty good. And Brandon Clark can contain at least James Harden maybe. I don't know if he'll be guarding James Harden. I think he'll set that matchup though. I think our bench may be a little bit better. Just because, well, they have a couple like better players, but like what does 1 overall mean? Anyway, I think we'll take this series to like 5 games maybe. But you know how 2K is, so we'll see. Anyway, that'll be it for me. If you enjoy, this is probably going to be a super long episode. I'm going to try to keep it at the normal, like 20 to 25 minutes. But this may be up to 30. I don't know. There was a lot of useless stuff that I thought was going to be important with all these meetings and stuff. There's a whole lot of useless stuff that you have to go through. So I'll cut a lot of that out, I guarantee. So I hope you enjoyed. Sorry it's been a few days since I uploaded. I had a crazy busy weekend, and I didn't have any content recorded or stacked up in preparation. But luckily, this week I should be able to get some things recorded and get episodes out with more regularity. I'm debating on cutting off completely the Cam Reddish My Career series. The first episode was like my most successful video ever in terms of views. I think it's sitting at like 330 right now. But the viewer retention is just so low, and it just doesn't seem like a whole lot of people like that series. If you're one of those people that likes it, let me know and I'll keep continuing it. But if nobody likes it, I'll just find something else to do. So yeah, that'll be it for me. And there's also some other things I want to talk about. I should really release like a podcast maybe. I don't know. There's too many things I want to talk about in terms of the channel. Like I do want to upload some things more than 2K, but this is not the place for that. So I hope you enjoy this episode. Next episode we will face off against the Rockets and go through the entire offseason. I think that's how I want to do that. So anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, let me know. And if you have any suggestions, let me know.